everyone is frustrated, but like I said, we're not panicking. 2 games in, we got 15 games left. So we'll just take a deep breath and relax. We're going to be fine.
Jackpot! 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 Let's go. In the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tigers fight the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin' who that? Time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fit it. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounds, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em. Bingo bought 'em. Never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. And, you know, of course, my boy Jackpot Joey. Anyway, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,909 subscribers. That is awesome. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button. Hit the bell for the notification. And every time I go live, you'll be notified because I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. I'd love you to help me out. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. Super chats, super stickers, there's a whole bunch of other super things you can put in there if you want. But if you want to give me super chat, make sure there's a question that you want answered or comment or anything, or just want to support the show, or you've got something to ask Bridget, give me a super chat. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys. Great show tonight. I got Bridget from the number one Bengals podcast on here. We'll get to hear her in a second. I did go down to the bridge today. Just full disclosure, the Bengals, I almost said Reds. The Bengals do not want me or anybody else to take videos or pictures from the bridge anymore. So I'm respecting their wishes, and I'm not doing that anymore, but I'm just checking it out. T. Higgins was on the rehab field. So was Jonah Williams. T looked pretty good. Jonah looked a little iffy. I don't know. We'll see. Not gonna be able to watch it tomorrow because tomorrow's gonna be the first day they're going to be in the indoor practice facility. So that's pretty cool. I might show up and just watch them move everything over or whatever. Maybe if I get lucky, they're like, "Hey, Iceman, you want to come and see it? Come on, we'll let you in." Probably not, but hey, here's for hoping. So hey, if you guys, hey Bengals, you're out there and you want to give me a preview, that'd be great. I won't video nothing. I'll just go and watch anyway. So we got that coming up. We got the Saints. It's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Eli Apple, who says he cannot stand New Orleans, one of the worst cities he's ever been at. He tweeted something like that out earlier today. Eli's always talking trash. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm curious to see how many LSU fans are going to be there, because I know they're going to cheer when Joe comes out. They're going to cheer when Jamar comes out, and other former LSU guys are going to come out. Now, are all those going to change when the game starts? Which I always reference it this way as a Bearcat fan. When Bob Huggins first came back to Fifth Third Arena, we all cheered. I'm like, yeah, I was happy to see him back in Fifth Third Arena, but then we all went against him. We were ready to beat him. So I'm wondering if that's the way this is going to be, or are there LSU fans and that root for the teams that their players go to, or are there LSU fans that are also Saint fans, or are there, I'm just kind of curious about what the divide is going to be like on Sunday. I can't wait. I know there's lots of Bengals fans already down there, heading down there. I would love to go. But let's get to Bridget. Now, she has a very interesting podcast. She talks to puppets. How cool is that? Everyone's talked to puppets, right? Let's get to Bridget. What's up, Bridget?
Oh, look. Hey, Who Dey. Also, we are joined by number one Bengals podcast co-host who doesn't say a lot but can be very dramatic, and she really wants Joe Burrow to watch her. This is Matilda, Jeff.
Well, Joe watches my show all the time, so
and he loves cats, so
yes.
She's just waiting for her moment. How's it going?
Good. How are you? It's good to see you. Last time I saw you, were down at the Holy Grail for the Jackpot Joey watch party.
We were stacking cans.
It was a lot of fun until the end of the game when we lost. But
I know. Well, I had to leave at halftime because I had to be prepared to be a good employee for my day job on Monday. But I'm really worried that was a jinx and I needed to stay.
Yeah.
Well, when I went to the theater, stayed the whole way through.
Is this Whitney? This is Whitney, not Britt, right?
Is it? Do we know? We're gonna blow everybody's mind when Whit and I are both in New Orleans, and she tweeted out that Shining Twins picture, and I feel like we need to make that happen.
Yes, we need to
recreate that.
Yes, that was on the Twitter or our thread there. I was like, yeah, and I sent Whitney a link here. I don't know if she's got time to jump on, but I figured I send her a link so we can figure out who is who. But the funny thing is, I was at Dale's mom's funeral the other night, and Whitney took a picture with her Jackpot Joey stuff on. I showed it to Dale. I said, "Yeah, I'm going to use this to her." He goes, "Wait, who is that?" I said, "That's Whitney." He goes, "That's not Bridget." I said, "No, it's Whitney." I said, I looked at the thread. I'm like, here, this is a text message. It's Whitney. He goes, "Who's word else Brittany? Bridget?" Like, it's not Bridget. So
if it's validating for Dale, I showed my husband Ben that picture, and he was like, "Oh, like that's cool, like Jackpot Joey hat you're wearing." I was like, "That's not me." So someone who's been looking at me every day for 11 years also couldn't tell the difference. So I think that's a good tell.
Bad on you, Ben. Bad on you.
So, Jeff, I'm wondering, are we like having an East Side, West Side battle in this? Because you're on the West Side, and I am solidly representing the East End of the city today.
This is the side. This is what Bengals Nation does. We come together. This is the joining of the
East
West
and West unity. I love it.
Yes.
Okay.
West Side's the best side. Just saying.
See.
All right, so you're heading down to New Orleans, right?
Leave tomorrow at 5.
Awesome. So what is something I asked Whitney yesterday? What are you planning on doing like tomorrow night when you get down there? You got any like specific restaurants or something you want to eat or a place you want to check out or what?
So we don't get down because, Cincinnati, we have to lay over in Atlanta. So we
Right.
don't get down until like 9. This is a real basic B thing, but I have to have Cafe Du Monde beignets and a chocolate milk.
I want a
Every time
beignet.
I go to New Orleans, that's my thing.
That's what we were talking about yesterday. I've never been to New Orleans. I keep hearing about beignets, and I found out it's basically a really, really good donut. I went to
It's
one.
it's like better though because it's like airy and fluffy, and then they pour on all that powdered sugar, and they're warm. They are so good. If you're a coffee drinker, people love them with coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I eat it like a 5-year-old and drink the chocolate milk with it.
That's hey, that sounds delicious to me. So you got any clubs you're going to hit or anything, or any bars or anything like that, or you got a tailgate
Well,
you're hitting tomorrow? Or
I'm
not?
in my late 30s, so clubs and bars feel
You got
hard.
clubbing?
You know what I need? So I'm not a Bourbon Street girl. I'll like
Okay.
walk up it, but you won't find me hanging out on Bourbon. But what I do like are those like they're very touristy, those tall, like you can get a hurricane or you can get and you walk around with like that huge cup. I don't know if you've ever seen these, Jeff, but it's like they're probably at least 2.5 feet long.
Ooh,
And the whole city is a Dora, basically. You just drink wherever.
sounds like a good
And
place to me.
that's someone will find me with one of those cups. But
Okay.
I think we're gonna try and see Saturday night if there's some opportunities to hang out. And then so we're staying with folks who live in New Orleans and who are Saints fans.
Ah,
So um, I've already told them they're gonna come into the Houday Nation, but they even threw shade. They got married in April, and in their
yeah.
wedding thank you note to us, they threw shade about the Bengals already. So I think it's gonna be a little host guest battle.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down. Now here, Separate says, don't forget the gator tails. I don't know if I would eat gator tails. Is that a real thing?
I don't like. Is it actual gator?
I
I mean, I
don't
feel
know.
like you can just go down to the bayou and get one.
Yeah, he said there was.
The hand grenades.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Have you had those?
I mean, I've had the tall thing, and I feel
Yeah.
like at the point I get one, I'm not really asking what's in it.
By then, the bomb's already exploded. It's already went off.
Exactly. But I think the energy is going to be wild. I've talked to so many Bengals fans who are headed down to the bayou, and I think it's going to be a really, really, oh, wait,
Yeah.
thank you.
Whitney, you need to come on. I sent you a link. Bring the cocktail on the link.
Um, what was I? So there's going to be a ton of people. Whitney disturbed because I was like, oh God, the hand motion. No one use it.
Your doppelganger gets you up already.
But it's going to be really wild. Folks want to, I think, in the bayou want to see Chase and Burrow back. I mean, we saw so much love for them
Right.
from New Orleans during the Super Bowl. But Jeff, you're right. It's going to be interesting with both teams having 2-3 records.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, those seasons are still wide open for both teams. Are they going to be? Are the fans going to be cheering for their hometown boys or their hometown team?
Right, exactly. And I got a question for. I kind of brought this up to Whitney yesterday. This game to me, since we're 2-3 now, full disclosure, last year we were 3-2. So the world didn't end last year. Yes, we were a game up or one game off what we did last year. But at 2-3, we can't go 2-4. I hate to say a must win, but it's a pretty damn important win. We have to win because these next 4 games, Bridget, they're all should be winnable games. You got New Orleans, you got Atlanta. The Browns could be, that one's could be a give or take. We'll see there. And then you got the Panthers going into the bye week. These next 4 games, we should win all 4 of them.
It feels like we can. I mean, I actually thought the Ravens was a very winnable game, and it almost was, right? Like
Right.
2 points down. I'm feeling like the offense just needs to find their rhythm and momentum. And I'm going to recognize I don't sound unique in saying that, but we've got to figure out, like, when Burrow's saying, the 20-yard passes or longer, like the game's just not there with how teams are playing, like the cover 2 defense. Okay, great, but we need to figure out how to get our exceedingly talented receivers open.
Right.
I mean, Chase's legs are strong AF. Those are power
They're
legs.
tree trunks.
He's not just fast, he is powerful. And we need to figure out what plays are getting Jamar separation. Boyd is sneaky good. We can leverage him, and hopefully Higgins will be good to go. Has anyone said?
Well, I saw him today, and he was on the rehab field. He was running. He looked fine to me, but I'm not I'm not an expert. He didn't practice, so and to be honest, I'll be surprised if Jonah Williams plays, because he was like, he moved okay. What was it? He moved okay right, but moving right, but moving left, it didn't look as smooth. Personally, I'll be surprised if he plays, but hey, I don't know. T. Higgins looked like he could play. Jonah, I don't know. And the thing is, well, I'll preface this too, is people are like, you lose to T. Higgins, you should be able to adjust to that. That's true. But it's a lot easier when, like this week, they know there's a chance that he might not play, so they can scheme for it already. They have a week to draw stuff up. When they plan on T. Higgins being out there all week, and then he's not on the game day, it makes it a little harder. You have different plays that, okay, well, T was going to run this. Now you got Michael Thomas running it, so it's a little different, So it's hard to change things up. It's a lot easier. Not that you can't do it. It's a lot easier. So with T not practicing this week and him maybe playing, I think that's bodes better for the scheme, I guess, is a weird way I'm trying to say, because they might be practicing and getting ready for him to not play and scheme stuff up. But then all of a sudden you have T. Higgins and like, all right, well, this thing we were going to do with Michael Thomas, now we have T. Higgins doing it. So it's going to be a lot more explosive play. So I don't know. It looked, like I said, long-winded answer. It looked like he could play, but he was on the practice or on the rehab field. So we'll see what happens.
I think if he is good to go, and even if he's at 80%, just as long as we're keeping him safe, right? Like,
right.
My big thing with all of our players is, if they can play through something, that's great. But if it's an injury that really needs time and rest and could be exceedingly detrimental for their season,
right,
if they don't take the week off to heal.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather not have T. Higgins for this game than have him for part of the game and then not have him the rest of the season.
Right, exactly. I completely agree with that. And for what I know, it's a sprained ankle. Jonah Williams, I heard he dislocated his kneecap. Then I heard he dislocated his knee. Either way, whatever he did, it was painful as hell.
Painful.
He finished the damn game. So that's one tough SOB right there. So we'll see if he plays or not. I think T's going to play, and who knows? Maybe Jonah will play. We'll see. Let's get to Eric here. He said, we all deserve to see Huber only when he's holding for kicks. We deserve our first game of the year where every drive is a scoring drive. I'm down for that. That would be great.
I love this.
Yeah.
The thing I always say is my least favorite thing to hear when I'm at a game is Kevin Huber's back in punt formation. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it multiple drives in a row. Like, I love this. He can go out there. He can hold the ball. He can do whatever he needs to do. And that's it. And frankly, I would rather, McPherson's only out for PATs. I don't need him having to do 58-yard field goals. We love to see it. We love to see shooter's leg. And I agree with Eric. I want to see touchdowns. I want a game like our was it week 5 or 6?
Detroit last year?
No, well, I was at that game.
Oh, were you?
I guess it was week 6 when we played the Ravens, right? Was that when we went up?
Yeah, we dropped 40. Yeah, we dropped 40 on first week. Yeah.
And remember, like, the feeling you got when you watched that game, and especially in the second half when the offense was just lighting it up.
You're just like this, sitting back, chilling. This is cool. I want that. We haven't had that game yet. I mean, every game that we've had has been a tight, close ball game. I want to blow somebody out.
Exactly. And I think we need it. Mm-hmm. And I think if Dalton starts, We need, because Dalton got us with the Cowboys
We
in
owe 'em.
2020
And the
with the
Bears.
Bears last year. We need to we appreciate you, Andy. Thank you for your service. And it's time to remind you that this is a totally new Bengals team. So that's what I'm going for.
Exactly.
What do you think's going to happen with offense?
I don't know. I'm hoping. See, the thing is, again, I preface it by, like I said, I was riding on the car with Centauri for 2 hours, and he was breaking down film with me while we're driving. There's a lot of stuff. Everybody hates the check down, but there's a lot of check downs, if you slow the tape down, that Joe could have got and he didn't take because he wanted to take the big shot.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not. My thinking is they're not going to give us the big shot. Or at least that's the thing they're going to try to keep us from doing. Take the little ones. Take the intermediate pass. Keep moving just keep moving the ball forward. Get the first down. You keep doing that. Eventually, they're going to suck the linebackers in. They're going to come in. They're going to try to stop that. Then you go deep. When that happens, that's where Joe. And this is where I keep saying that Joe has been Joe Burrow and not Jackpot, because Jackpot will take that and then he'll burn you as soon as he can. And Joe has been too much of trying to take the deep shot, I think, at times where he could have taken it, checked out a little bit. So I'm hoping that there's a little more balance. And I'm excited. The biggest thing I'm excited to see is the running game, because last week it looked like we got something going,
Mm-hmm.
Now the Saints have a pretty good run defense. So it'll be a good test to see if what they figured out last week will translate to this week. And like I said, everything's a work in progress. And whether people want to believe it or not, the offense is slowly progressing in the right direction. I know it's not dropping 40 or 30 like we all want it to, but it's slowly going in that direction. So that's why I keep trying to preface everybody. I think we need to maintain patience, which I know is not easy. But one of these days, it's like, I hate to say what Zach says, the dam's going to break. It's going to start working for us. You got to stick with what you're doing. You got to make sure that everybody's doing the right thing at the right time at the same time. All the guys got to be doing, going right or left or whatever at the same time. And that's been the problem with this offense. There's too many times where a guy is not where he's supposed to be. And that is more of the issue than play calling is where that is. And people say, well, that comes down to coaching. True. Yeah. You got to coach them up, but you can go out there and you can sit there and run the play 5 straight times in practice perfectly, and you do in the game, they screw it up once, then it's the coach's fault. So that's where, to me, it's like the execution. I'm waiting for that to get better. And I think we're trending in that direction. This could be the game where hopefully it all comes together.
So what you just said, I have a ton of appreciation for, because my stance on all of this is that there is fault. So I may be crucified for this.
Oh, trust me, I've been getting crucified all week, but for being a Zach lover and all this.
Well,
stuff.
so this is what I'm going to say, though. I don't think it's just Zach. So there's Zach, and he's calling plays, but you also have Pollard, you have Callahan, you have the players executing. What I see is opportunities to improve. I will use a strengths-based mindset. There are opportunities to improve on lots of different sides. And I just feel like people were frustrated, right?
Absolutely.
We saw
Absolutely.
a team that just, they lit it up in the, at the end of sort of the first quarter of the season. And they took us through this, like, I don't want to call it a Cinderella story, because we deserved what we got, but it was an underdog story. And I think we all just felt like, okay, boom, team's going to come in and we're just going to run the board 17-0, 14-3. 14-3 is still possible. But I think we're all just frustrated from the high we had. And as Bengals fans, we haven't had a high like that in a long time. And now
you weren't even alive last time we had a high like that in 1988.
I was. I wasn't a fan. I was in preschool.
Oh, you were? Okay, you're barely alive.
My consciousness was limited. But I think when you are frustrated and when you're a fan, who we legitimately, especially in an away game, we can't control anything. Mm-hmm. The most we can do, if we're there, right, is be loud when other team is on offense, but we can't control it. So I'm also I have a master's of social work degree, so I'm gonna get a little
All right,
therapist-y on all of us.
There
But
we go.
when
Hold
you
on, hold on, hold on.
can't,
Deep Thoughts by Bridget. Go.
here you go. So Houday Nation, when we can't control something, we can project that frustration onto others. And sometimes we even project the things that are like our worst versions of ourselves. And so when we get mad and we make mistakes, like we're seeing that, like Zach makes mistakes, Joe makes mistakes, Mixon makes mistakes, Chase makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. And I think we just, it's okay to feel frustrated. They are not performing how we wanted them to, how we realistically think they should be. And pointing the finger at one particular person, I don't think is the best case in this scenario, because I think there's a lot of different fingers to point, and we just need to be okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that I'm getting tired of is, and I don't want to keep talking about the play. I'm so tired of talking about this. But another point I want to make: when people think, and I've seen guys out there on Twitter saying, "You think that three guys talk or whatever between every single play?" Yes, that's exactly what happens.
But the mics are for.
Yeah. If you guys don't believe me, all right, go watch the 1988 Bengals highlight tape. There's two guys talking. It's Sam White and oh geez, the offensive coordinator slips my mind now. Those two talked before every single freaking play. You got three guys right now that do it. Now if it's a running play, Frank probably doesn't come in or say anything there. But you got Brian and you got Zach. That yes, they talk between every single play. So I'm tired of this narrative where it's all Zach. Zach just calls this. Yes, there's points in time probably Zach has the final say. I will say that. But it's a group thing that they all discuss. They have these things in their brain. All right, if it's what down is it? How many yards you got to go? Who's in? What set they in? All this stuff's got to go through their head. And they're talking back and forth with 10 seconds or less than a minute to decide what play they're going to run. That happens every single play. You don't believe me? In 1988, it happened. Go watch the tape. So when people come out and say, if you guys think it's, it's three guys, you're nuts. Like, no, literally it is. They do it in freaking high school. When you call a play, it's not one guy goes, all right, we're going to call this. I mean, sometimes maybe, but not every single play. So that's the part that it just drives me nuts. When people, that's again where I'm going back and defending Zach, but it's the truth.
It's just one of those situations, like anyone who has a job knows when you're working towards a result, like multiple people are accountable and there's culpability on all sides. Like you can work your ass off and do your part, but there can be 2, 3, 4 other where you're like, you could have done that better. You could have done that better. You definitely could have done that better.
And what the hell were you doing over there?
So I don't want to say like Zach's made zero mistakes,
No,
because
that's
not true.
Yes, right.
And I think if you just try and like look at one part and say that's the problem, I think you're kind of ignoring potential other problems. And I really think none of them to me are unfixable.
No,
I think there's
not.
clearly, I'm approaching all of this from a growth mindset. They can all I think they all can improve. And you were right, Jeff, like the dam will break, like Zach said. The team's too effing talented not to have that happen. Yes. Now, if we get to week 10 and we're still in, then I think there's something to talk about.
Yeah. But then everybody, but people are like, well, then it's too late. My question is, what the hell do you guys want them to do? That's the thing I always try. And I had the same argument I had when Andy Dalton was our quarterback here. Everybody kept going, we got to get a better quarterback. Okay. Who? That's what I kept saying. In the 5 years, they kept making the playoffs every year. So they couldn't get a high draft pick to go get one of these top rookies, which honestly, if you get a top rookie quarterback, maybe one or two of them actually develop into a legit NFL quarterback. People just, we got to get rid of Andy Dalton. I'm like, who? And people say, AJ McCarron. I'm like, serious? I'll never forget this. Hey, one of the guys at work going, well, they just drafted Andy Dalton's replacement. I said, who? AJ McCarron. I said, are you serious? I said, yeah, he was great at Alabama. I said, Alabama ran the ball half the time. Did you actually watch what AJ McCarron did? I mean, So I mean, that was the thing. That's the thing. People are always real quick to hurry up and go, "Oh, we got to change this." I'm like, okay, who are you changing it to? Well, Brian Callahan. Brian Callahan helps with the offense. It's pretty much going to be the same damn thing. Who else you got? Oh, Frank. Okay, well, Frank does the run. He's the offensive line and the run game coordinator. That's it. Like, who else are you going to pick? You're not going to go, hey, some guy off the street come in here and you call plays. I mean, I had a guy at work this week, and I thought he was joking at first. He literally told me, he goes, man, that Leo Collins, he's awful. They need to get somebody on the practice squad and just set him down, put someone on the practice squad there. I said, are you serious? I said, the practice squad. I was like, the guys who actually aren't good enough to actually make the legit roster. You want to take one of those guys off the practice squad and make them the starting right tackle. Yeah, that'll put a fire in LC's under his ass. I'm like, are you smoking crack? I'm like, are you serious? I'm dead serious. Like, all right. Like, this is the thought process. And I know people are mad. People think we should be 5-0, which I legitimately believe we should be 5-0. We should have won every single one of these games, but we haven't. But I keep going back to last year and everything. We can't keep going back to last year. Well, sure you can. That's the closest reference you have. We were 3-2 last year. We're kind of doing the same thing this year that we did last year. Getting off to a slow start, coming back, almost winning games, losing 0 close ones. It's the same thing. And then we went on that heater. We won like 3 or 4 in a row and got to, we ended up being 10-6 and won the AFC and the AFC North and everything else. So, hopefully that'll happen again, but it's setting up, the schedule setting up right now for that to happen for these next 4 games. All 4 of these games, Bridget, are winnable games. I mean, we should
all the games have been. We could be 5-0. I think we should be 4-1. I think the Cowboys really outplayed us. I know defense turned it around in the second half. That was the one game where
we played god awful in that game.
Yeah, I really felt like, we got lucky to come back and tie.
But that's the thing is, we still came back and almost won the damn thing too. That's what
right. But I'm like, at 4-1, and I don't like the Cowboys. I need to be very clear. They are America's least favorite team, right? I had a bet. One of my really good friends is a Cowboys fan, and we had a bet that whoever lost was going to have to wear the other team's shirt to a staff meeting, and I don't want to wear a star on my chest at all. But I can admit that I was like, that's a game we could have won, but I'm not surprised we didn't.
Well,
all the other
offensive
ones
line played awful.
Yeah,
that game, our offensive line played awful in that game, and that's when people complain about the offensive line. It's actually getting a hell of a lot better. I mean, the offensive line is, from the first 2 games to last Sunday night, it's 10 times better than it was. So they're getting there slowly but surely. So in the waiting room right now, the man who started the whole thing with this twinning thing. So I'm not sure if he's going to know if he's talking to Bridget or if he's talking to Whitney. Well, let's find out.
I wish we could cover up my name.
Wait. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Bridget. They're not wearing hats or anything right now.
Oh, I should have worn a hat. Damn it.
If the hat was on, you might have got me,
Damn it. Oh, fair enough.
And the name.
I know.
I was trying to block it up with my cursor, but it didn't work.
You could have just been like wit, put wit on there just to mess with me. Bengals Whitney.
I would be lucky to be as awesome as she is. Whitney is the GOAT.
I'm excited for you two to meet in person. I feel like that hug is going to be like a 2-minute hug at least.
I hope it's like a scream and a jump and a and then she's going to be annoyed with me because I'm going to be like, let's be best friends immediately.
Besties. Besties. All right, so let's get some comments here real quick. Let me get to Mitch here. He said, it all come together. I think JB comes back a bit early from the appendectomy, easy for me to say. Core muscle takes a bit longer to heal, and as much torque as you need to throw the ball, he wasn't completely healed. I agree with that. And that's one thing I talked about on yesterday's show where he said on the Cowherd podcast, where Joe said he's actually feeling stronger. He's getting closer to mid-season form than he has been and in any point at this season. So those are all good things too. And like I said, with the offensive line playing better, I think Joe's going to start getting more comfortable behind it. And I think things are going to start opening up. But What do you think there, Dan? What's your thoughts on New Orleans Sunday night or Sunday?
Just the game in general.
Yeah, you think this could be the one for the offense to finally come out and put 40 on them, or you think it's just going to be the same kind of thing, or where are you at on this?
I don't think we're just going to come out and put 40. Like, I wish I could say that's a thing, but we've been saying that every week, and it's not a thing. But that's okay because we have a great defense that keeps us in games. Plus, like, if you look at some of the Saints games, like, I mean, minus the Seahawks, but the Seahawks are putting up 30 or 40 points every week. So, like, they have a terrible defense. Right. But the other games the Saints have been in, Saints have scored 27, then 10, 14, and 25 minus last week. So there's some games they've been held to under 2 touchdowns. I think the offense doesn't necessarily get on track, but that doesn't mean we don't win.
Right.
We still win. It's just going to be an ugly game.
Well, hopefully, like I said, I'm hoping this is like the Detroit game last year where we went in there and we were better than them and we just went there and stomped them. But like I was telling Whit, I just did it. Bridget, dang it.
We're so tricky.
Well, I was talking to Whitney yesterday. She's on the show yesterday. I was talking to Bridget here. I said next 4 games, I said there's no reason we shouldn't be at least 3-2. Hopefully 4-0. I mean, you got Saints, you got the Falcons, Browns, and the Panthers, and you got your bye week. We legitimately have a shot of going 4-0 against all of them. I think we should, to be honest.
I was just looking at one of the comments. I think Lattimore.
He's dinged up. He may not play.
Yeah, he missed practice.
Yeah, he missed practice.
All right, that's good to know. I have a show coming up, so can you guys fill me in on the injury report?
So Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Marshawn Lattimore all missed practice yesterday and today.
Okay, I had Thomas and Lattimore down. Like Landry, I was kind of like, even if he plays, I'm not scared of him. But
yeah, see, look at Jalen here. I agree. 6-3 at bye week. I'll take that.
I love it.
How about for us? I know Higgins was on the rehab field.
So is Jonah.
Oh, Jonah?
Yep.
That wasn't even the one I had. How about Collins? Like, did he practice?
As far as I know, I didn't see him on the rehab field.
He wasn't. Did he not practice yesterday?
I think it's your Wednesday or Thursday. He gets a veteran day off.
Well, it's usually Wednesdays. There's a lot of veteran days around the whole league, but
yeah,
I just wondered if he was back practicing today.
I'm pretty sure he was. Like I said, I don't remember seeing him over in the rehab field. I just remember those are ones that I know those two were over there.
So Jonah didn't. Jonah was on the rehab field.
Yep.
What's his status? Did they put out a?
I haven't seen one yet. I mean,
okay.
He looked okay. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. He played with a dislocated kneecap last week. I mean, he's not moving all that great. But if he played last week, if he can get on the field, I think he's going to play. But from me looking at
he still played really well. He played really well after coming back. Like
so if he can walk, I think he's going to play. I have a really good feeling of T because T looked good to me on the practice field. But again, he's on the practice field, so we'll see what happens.
I'm just looking at the injury report, and I see Hayden Hurst with groin and Pirine with abdomen. Are those anything we need to be worried about?
Well, Hurst was questionable last week, similar to T, and we didn't know if either of those guys would play. It was like game time decisions, but then it's like, they're active.
He was in practice. I know he was.
But Hurst looked fine last week.
Yeah, Hurst is balling out. He is loving this thing. And somebody in the comment here, I think it was Haas, said we got to get better at the red zone. That's where I think Hayden Hurst, he's getting there, but we're not using him enough in the red zone. I think we're using him to get there, but it seems like we forget about him once we get to the end zone.
To be fair, he did get held on the first down.
He did. Oh, he totally did get hold. Yeah, that was a complete hold.
To be fair.
Ooh, operatic. I like it.
You get all kinds of things here.
So I'm hoping Winston plays because I feel like we have a better chance about. You don't think he will?
I think Andy will start.
I think Andy's playing. Yeah.
Bridget died a little inside.
Finish your point before we rudely interrupted you. Go ahead, Bridget.
I don't really have a point other than
She just don't want to see Andy go 3-0 against the
I'll
Southern
put
last
this
week.
way, the odds
Thank
are
you,
I know
Dale.
what she
Thank you,
See,
Dale. That
the
is
odds that
it.
he goes 3-0 against us is so unlikely.
I know,
The
but I'm a
odds he went
salty
1-0.
bee, and I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, the odds he went 1-0 or 2-0 against us was slim.
Right.
When the Cowboys beat us at home in 2020, I was like, what the F? Like, for real?
Like, damn it. So all right, so Dale, like I said, I was on our way up to your place Sunday. Santori was breaking down a whole bunch of film for me and everything, and he was talking about how Joe.
Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday. What did I say?
Sunday.
Oh, Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday. And he basically showed me all these wide open wide receivers that Joe missed on checkdowns. And people keep saying that they want Joe to go deep, which I agree. I want Joe to go deep. I keep saying that you got to take what they're giving you, because eventually you take it enough time, it's going to start sucking the linebackers down, sucking everybody in, and then you can go deep on them.
You said something about taking it a lot of times and then sucking it. That's all I got out of that.
Jeez, oh, good God. What? So what do you think of the offense? Do you think Joe should take the checkdowns that they're giving him, or keep trying to push the ball down the field?
Keep taking the checkdowns, but you do have to take some shots. Like, I feel like there's some opportunities downfield that we're not taking after that 4 interception and 1 fumble game, which I like to call the 5 interception game, because I'm sorry, it just seemed like it was 5 interceptions.
I always think it was 5.
Yeah, I'm going with that too.
So I don't know. The thing is, too, the other thing, how good is our defense playing? I mean, our defense is playing. That's one thing people don't bring up. Our defense is playing so good that they bring that part up. But the part that irritates me is that they can make one more stop and we win these 3 games. I'm just like, oh. And I'm not trying to complain about the defense, but it's like when the game is on the line, this is when you guys really need to step up, and Blue's got to dial something up to shut them down.
You do. I feel like this season thus far, I feel like if the offense could have scored any points on that red zone drive, but I hear you. So I feel like the Ravens were able to do some work on their ground game on Sunday that I was a little surprised to see. Like, remember that one play? I can't remember which Baltimore player had the ball, but it looked like we had him for like a loss of 3. And then he ended up getting 11.
Yeah, we missed a tackle on him.
I felt like we had, like, the defense played great. I think I saw more, I don't know. I didn't look at a stat. It felt like maybe more missed tackles on Sunday than we had seen.
Missed tackles on Lamar, which that happens a lot.
Well, but I mean, Andrews is just like a big tight end who's like magic. I feel like that dude is good. I'm sorry. I've got to say it. I'm not trying to throw love to the purple and black, but that dude is good.
He's very good.
He's very good. We respect good players. We don't like them, especially when they're not wearing orange and black, but you have to respect him. He's too good. And that's one thing where it's kind of surprising how much he got off in that game, because they don't have too many shut up, Dale. They don't have too many options to throw the ball to, that he got so many targets and they connected on him so much.
I needed to like high five.
Yeah, low five.
Or like low five. It's so confusing. There. Oh, yeah, it is, Bridget. Good enough. Good enough. No, shit. We're doing
Dale,
it.
We got this. There, Dale, right here.
I'm not going to suck your dick. No, sir.
I'm trying to give you a low 5. God.
So
I'm doing this.
That's why I was giving you a 5.
Very aggressively.
That's a low 5.
It's right here, the low 5. It wasn't here. God.
To get this show back on track, I miss DJ.
I will leave.
No, don't leave. I miss DJ Reader though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
we all miss DJ Reader.
Yeah, and it showed a lot in the run game Sunday night. I mean, that was one of my fears going on that game is how they were going to compensate for DJ not being there, because he, in my opinion, is right now until he got hurt the best player on our defense. He does so much for that run game. It's ridiculous.
You were petting me.
Yeah, it's petty.
I like it.
Good deal.
Good deal.
Good deal. Yes.
Nice, Dale.
So pretty.
Not doing
He's
it.
so pretty. All right, Bridget. So explain to everybody how in the world does someone like you who did not grow up in Cincinnati get on a Bengals podcast with puppets?
I wonder the same thing every day and worry about my life choices. But so I'll tell you how I became a Bengals fan, and then I'll tell you how I got on this podcast. Neither story is that interesting. So I just
All
wanna
right.
preface
Well, I gotta go. Get ready for mine.
Bye,
See you
Dale.
guys. Love you.
Bye, Dale. So I moved to Cincinnati a little over 9 years ago for work, and I'm
Right.
still with the same organization. I work for a national nonprofit, and I didn't know anyone. Like, I actually, when I got my interview, so I'm from Michigan. I'm from the Kalamazoo area, so Southwest Michigan.
Right.
So when I got my interview, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to like fly or rent a car?" And I was like, I live in Michigan and this is Ohio. Like, I'll just drive.
It's not that
Because
far.
I had no idea where. I knew Cincinnati was in Ohio, no idea where.
Just go straight down
So
75.
yes,
Yeah,
you gotta
kinda,
like.
yeah, a little bit.
It's I get on
Yeah,
75
because Kalamazoo's
up
over
in
this
like
way. Yeah.
like 110 miles north of Cincinnati is
Right.
when I finally make it.
Right.
Anyways, so I put it in my GPS and I'm like ready to go. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? It's 5.5 hours? I'm like thinking it's like Toledo. It's gonna be like 3.
Yeah,
So
we're at the top of the state. We're all
yeah, they didn't teach me Ohio geography in my Michigan public school. So all said, I moved down here, don't know anyone, and I lived on 4th and Race downtown,
right.
and I would just go grab tickets on the weekend, like on a Sunday, and go in. And at the risk of being very schmaltzy, the Bengals were the first thing that connected me to this place, to like
Right.
my new home.
Right.
And I've lived in Detroit, I've lived in Chicago. And I am a big Pistons fan, so I'm sorry for
everybody's got
Habs
the
fans,
fault.
but the Pistons aren't really a threat, so it's fine.
Yeah. Not everybody's Cavs fans down here. I'm a Cavs fan, but yeah.
I've run into, and the Cavs are cool. I like that, but I had never really felt this connected to a major league sports team where I lived. And I thought the Bengals fandom was so kind, so welcoming, and the Twitter Bengals sphere, whatever we call it, has been super welcoming. I was not big on Twitter and started tweeting last summer, I think, or like a year and a half ago, 14
Yeah, we were
months
following
ago.
each other, didn't even realize it.
Yeah, so I just feel like everyone has been so kind. And then when the pandemic hit, so I used to travel a lot for work, and I was really like in Cincinnati more than I wasn't, and here for long stretches of time. I felt really connected to this thing that enabled me to feel like I had a community and I had a home. So I've just gone even more all in. I've been a season ticket holder for 7 years, I think. So that's my fan story. I know it's very wholesome for this show, but there it is. There it is. So the podcast story is just random.
The
So
puppets just stalked you, didn't they? They're like,
I
"Come on,
think
podcast."
maybe. I think
Come on, podcast.
Daddy-O, who we know is a little off center, messaged me maybe around the that event we did in Washington Park for the Bengals.
The Super Bowl came back for the Super
Hilariously,
Bowl.
I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see this.
Yeah.
So there's Houday, there's Zach. That is my face.
Yeah, I was down there too. I was the guy in all the orange.
Well, I was the creepy one on the stage, peeking behind a friend of mine was able to get me back there, and I got to say hey to Zach, Lou, Brian, and everyone was amazing as you'd think. But basically, I just got a Twitter DM one day like, hey, we've got this podcast. We like your positive energy. Would you like join an episode? And I was like, sure, why not? I'd never been on a Bengals podcast before.
Right.
And I don't think the intention was for me to be on weekly, but here I am.
You're good at it. I enjoy you and John are on there because it used to just be the puppets, and then it was John, then it was you. Now you guys are on there all the time, and you are the number one Bengals podcast. That's my
We are the number one Bengals podcast. Used to be, or we're sort of still DNH Sports, but it is a cool show. Like John obviously is a football genius
yeah.
and
He's
knows
John the Brain Sheeran. That's what we call him.
he is. He's
Mhm.
like he's also the youngest one on the show,
I
so I feel
know.
like his brain still like
Yeah,
functions better.
he has had the years of torment like we have.
Like and just like he's like 25, 26 years old.
Yeah.
He is younger by at least 10 years from any
Oh,
of us.
yeah.
So
Yeah, you got 20.
he
I got 20 on him.
so he just I feel like can bring a really cool analysis. And then Daddy-O and Hoji are
Yeah,
they're
the stars.
they are the stars.
They are the
They are
stars.
the stars. They think John and I are puppets. So when you say it's the puppet podcast, they're like, stop calling Bridget and John puppets. That's rude. So
That's awesome.
it's a fun show. It is silly. We try and be a little satirical and comedic. It can be weird. But I feel like that's what it is. It's like a show of misfits coming
Exactly.
together. We're the island of misfit toys.
There you go. Now, what do you guys have a certain day, or are you just on whenever you?
We
you feel
are Mondays at 6:15 ish.
like? So
By the
you're-
time we get our shit together with AV, it's probably like 6:20,
yeah, you guys are right about the time that I'm done on Mondays. So
which
yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Now you guys are part of the Believe podcast network. When is that something new here, or is that you've been with Believe for a little while?
We've been with Believe as long as I've been on, and the Believe folks are amazing. Like they have done, I feel like they are so kind to promote our content. I'm not sure how you like cut YouTube videos. John sent me a very thoughtful message about how I could like clip the videos, use iMovie, and I'm like, you're forgetting there's a 3 in front of my age. Like, I don't know what this is.
I'm 47 and I can do it. So
Okay.
it's easy. You can do
might need to like supplement it with some.
I'll show you next time we're hanging out. I'll show you.
So they like will clip things, promote it. So they're awesome. And then Solomon Wilcots and Pac-Man also are also on Believe. So they're the other Bengals show, which is pretty cool.
I think they need a third Bengal show. They need Sports Strawberry Ice on there too. I think we should make that happen.
Tweet them out.
I've tweeted out a lot to people. People are like, "What the hell is Sports or Strawberry Ice?" Like, yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway, so how excited are you? You're going to leave here in a couple hours, head down to New Orleans. When you coming back?
Monday night.
Monday night. So are you plan on coming back on a Victory jet plane? Is that what we're planning on doing here?
Leaving on the Victory jet plane.
Yeah, baby. That should be a song. Leaving on the Victory jet plane.
Ooh, I like that tune. I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Just comes to me like that. I just got it like that.
So I plan on being obnoxious Monday throughout the day.
Yes.
I'm gonna wear all my Bengals gear because our flight doesn't leave until like 6:30 Monday night. So I'm gonna run around New Orleans in the black, orange, and white, and just be a total horrible away fan. I will be respectful, but I'll be obnoxious.
You gonna wear your Jackpot Joey bucket hat? You should wear that.
I didn't get the bucket hat.
I thought you had that the picture I got. I thought you would give it to
Yeah, I took a picture of it, but someone else I think won it.
What?
We have to talk to Maddie. I need a bucket hat.
Yes, that's a travesty. We have to hook you up. I thought we gave you that one. Let's see what I know. I don't know. I'm just
No,
I'm
I
just,
got the
I'm just a
cool.
face.
I got the super cool pink crucial catch breast cancer awareness.
Oh, you got that
Jackpot
one.
Joey
Oh,
hat.
that's right. Yeah. We can wear that one. There you go.
We got all kinds of gear. We'll rock the Jackpot Joey. But I think it's going to be a good time, and
I'm super jealous.
I think we're coming out with a win.
Absolutely. I'm super jealous. I wish I was going, but I am going to the Buccaneer game. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that one. I can't wait I don't want to wait. I don't want to say I can't wait till the game's over, but I kind of can't wait till the game's over and we win, so we can get this freaking loss, this taste out of our mouth, and all this infighting. With the Bengal fans, get it over with. I'm tired of this.
That's Twitter. Twitter is awesome for the community it builds. I mean, I wouldn't get to know Whitney and get to be so freaking excited to meet her and see her. And Jess and Cap have been so lovely to me. Jim has been amazing. Like all of these fans have been super amazing.
That's why I say I said Bengals. Yeah, Bengals. We do stupid crap sometimes, but when you see each other, like I always say this on Sundays, it's like a family reunion.
Yep.
You get to see everybody. You're like, hey, what's up? It's you're Bengals fans, man. That's what all this is about. It's being a fan and having fun and cheering your favorite team on with your family and friends, and that's what we do.
That's what we do. And the Twitter stuff, right? We're all brave when there's a screen in front of us. It's easy to say that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, there's just a lot of love and the team feels it. I truly believe that the team knows how much we're behind them and they want to do this for themselves. But I've not talked to them. I don't have a cadre of players in my phone book, but I feel convinced, and someone can maybe say in the comments otherwise, that they want to win for us either as much or more than they want to win for themselves. The city and the fandom, whether you're in Cincinnati or you're in Seattle or you're in Charlotte, like wherever you are, this team really cares about their fans. And I know they want to deliver us a great product on the field. I think Joe and Jamar, I believe that they're going to walk in there. They're going to feel the national championship energy. And I think they're going to make it just explode. I'm expecting. I think it's happening. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I feel it. I think what cooler place. I mean, New Orleans is a city itself that has, it has faced a lot of adversity. And for our guys to come in there and have that sort of, I mean, Jamar's from Louisiana.
Right.
Louisiana was a place that Joe really felt like embraced him and was able to bring him.
LSU changed his life. Changed his life. If he didn't go there, he probably wouldn't be an NFL quarterback, to be honest.
And so I think there's going to be something special. And I also have this feeling that their colleagues, their teammates want to make something special for them on that kind of homecoming too.
Exactly.
And so the Who Dey Nation will have our own homecoming in our second home of New Orleans now. And I think we're going to see something really special.
Exactly. I can see a lot of people, Saints fans, after we beat them going, okay, it sucked that you beat us, but I'm glad it's you guys.
Right.
I could totally see that. And one place I got a place for you to check. This is some place that Chase likes. It's called Express Voodoo Rolls. He said in an article I read, they're like egg rolls, but they're wrapped up with Cajun, different stuff. So Express Voodoo Rolls. Check that out. And if you try it, tell me how good they are.
I will. If I can get there, I will take a selfie.
I have no idea where they're at, but it's somewhere in New Orleans. So we'll see.
Ooh, put up that last comment.
Mm-hmm. That one?
It's going to be Who Dey.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we are going to be those away fans that
those
everyone is
just
just
fans.
Oh my God, you're too much. That was me in Detroit, mind you. There weren't very many Bengals fans who came up there, and I was running around.
There wasn't many Detroit fans either, probably.
Well, especially not by the fourth quarter. Right. So it was a cool game because I went down to the first row and Akeem Davis Gaither's girlfriend and some of his family were down there. And at the end of the game, he came over to say, hey, he took my phone, took a selfie with it. But there were no Lions fans left in the entire end zone. So
we own this place, baby. This is ours.
Yeah. We're like, Ford Field will take it.
Exactly. Well, tomorrow I think they're going to do the first practice of the indoor facility. I'm kind of curious. Like I said, I might go down there and just watch the migration of the Bengals and all the equipment from the stadium and from the practice field to go over to the indoor facility to see how all that works. And who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and Zach will see me and like, hey, Ice, come on, you come on inside and check this out. I really
He
don't.
needs to. You need to go get the inside. Put your phone in one of those like sealable bags. Say, I
Yeah.
won't
I
film
won't
anything.
film nothing. I'll film it in my mind. I'll be like,
And then come back and tell us about it.
exactly.
Tell us
All
how
right.
sweet it is.
Exactly. All right, Bridget. Well, you've been on for an hour. You have been freaking awesome. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming to the Jackpot Joey thing at RJ Cinemas, and then that last Sunday. We're doing that again this Sunday, RJ Cinemas. I know you're not going to be there because you're going to be in New Orleans, but I might have to DM you on Twitter and see.
Yeah, we got to do a FaceTime. And if folks are going to be in the Cincinnati area, go. It is so much fun. The seats are like ridiculously comfortable. There's tables, there's good food. Like, you should go. And it's a gazillion inch screen. I think that's the technical.
It's a movie screen. It's
yeah, like
huge.
I feel like you can see every play. You can see like all like, oh,
You see,
everybody is 9 feet
10 yards down
tall.
the field. You can see all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. So we will be there again. I know next time we'll do it, you'll be there if you're in town, but have fun, bring home a winner, and tell everybody again real quick about your podcast and whatever else you want to promote before I let you go.
Cool. So you can follow me. I think it's at Bridget Jancars on Twitter. If you follow Ice, you'll find me. You can just look at his tweets. And then it's the #1 Bengals podcast on Believe Network. 6:15-ish every Monday.
Like right after my show.
Right after Jeff's show. And if you just want to have a little fun, see 4 people talk over each other and love each other while arguing, I mean, it's a true family. So come check us out.
It's an awesome show. It's a little weird, but it's an awesome show. I love it.
That's how I would like to think people will remember me. A little weird, but generally awesome.
She's awesome. We love Bridget. All right, Bridget, not Whitney. Thanks for coming on. And hey, we have to have that twin picture on Sunday.
We will make it happen. All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Who Dey?
Who Dey?
All right, guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Again, that's Bridget, not Whitney, but she is awesome. Go check her out on the #1 Bengals podcast. Her and John Sheeran and the Puppets are awesome. Get a chance to check them out as soon as you can. All right, let's get to the Facebook groups. Let me live stream. And as always, I appreciate every single one of them. They are Who Dey Nation, Who Dey Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. And then you follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Chernapole. TikTok is at Iceman90. Update real quick on my mother-in-law. If you guys, some of you may or may not know, my mother-in-law suffered a stroke last Friday, and she lives in Florida. That's where my wife is from. So Mrs. Ice got on a plane on Sunday, and I sent her off down there to go help take care of her mom, and hopefully she'll be coming back to me, hopefully in 2 weeks. But we had some great news today. My mother started talking, not in sentences. She was speaking words, and one of the words she said was Cincinnati. That's pretty cool because she's like, "Where's the place you want to visit?" Cincinnati. She wants to come see Iceman and Mrs. Ice. So that's cool. She's going in the right direction. Still got a ways to go. So please, I believe in the power of prayer. I think it's working. So if you guys don't, or if you do, either way, keep my mother-in-law in your thoughts and prayers. Just keep praying for her. She's trying to get back to normalcy as fast as she can. So saying words is a great place compared to what she was doing 2 days ago. She still can't move anything on her right side, but one thing at a time. So keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And like I said, I appreciate all the well wishes and everything you guys have sent me. I can't get back to everybody, but you guys have been awesome. So from my family to your guys, we thank you very, very much. Now, YouTubers, like I said, my originals. I'm at 1,900. I think I said 9. I'm at 4, I think. 9 or 4. I don't remember. I'm so close to 2,000. Please tell your friends, tell your neighbors. about Sports Strawberries because I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers and I'm so close to doing 1,000 shows. So it'd be so cool they kind of coincide at the same time. That would be great. So please tell everybody about Sports Strawberries so we can get more subscriptions. Believe Network, if you're watching me, you got to put my podcast on the Believe Network. That would be cool. Anyway, we're going to get that dub Sunday. Got a great show coming at you tomorrow. And I know I was going to do that. Who do I have on tomorrow? See, I get all confused. I get excited about the end of the show. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, yes. Alex from FU. We like the Bengals will be on. If you guys don't check that podcast out, make sure you do. He's a comedian and he's funny as crap. So we're going to have a fun Football Friday show. Other than that, let's go watch some Thursday Night Football. Hopefully it's better than last Thursday night because that was god-awful. But say it with me, people. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. In the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Day we ignite and Cincinnati we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat. Tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you rapping who that? Time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounds, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise in in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, bingo bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know who they rockin' with the